Hey yo, toy fans. In the Hollywood adage of one for me, one for them, well, this one's gonna be for me. But I hope you guys will still join me anyway. Let's get started. Hey toy fans, Rob here. Let's get these guys out of the box and see what they're all about. Welcome back, toy fans. Today we're taking a look at Razor Ramon from the WWE Legends line exclusive to Target. This is a particular version of Razor Ramon, my favorite wrestler of all time. It happens to be from the last moment he ever appeared on WWE, WWF at the time, before actually switching over to WCW and co-founding the legendary NWO faction. Yes, this is the curtain call version of Scott Hall. Let's read the back of the package. A Madison Square Garden house show in April of 1996 wasn't only the final match in WWE for the bad guy, but it was also the center stage for the curtain call. Razor and his three best friends showed the world that while they were bitter rivals inside the ring, they shared an unbreakable bond outside of the ring. And of course, the friends that are mentioned are every figure in this wave: Diesel, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Razor Ramon, and Shawn Michaels. Now, while I happen to have this brand new Razor Ramon figure, I don't yet have all of the other figures in this wave, but I do have older versions of those figures, and we're going to do some comparisons with those guys who were all part of their curtain call before this video is over. But that's the packaging for Razor Ramon. We've got a window on the front, and it's a little beat up on top. Let's get this bad guy out of the box and see what he's all about. Here we have Razor Ramon out of the packaging. Before we get into the figure itself, I feel like I need to add just a little bit more emphasis on the importance of what the curtain call event was. It was a moment in WWE history when what's called Kayfabe, which is kind of the illusion that everything you're watching is real, was broken because Razor Ramon, Scott Hall, and Diesel, Kevin Nash, were about to leave WWE for WCW. And at the time, in the storyline of WWE, all four of these guys were not friends. So they wrestled their matches that night like they were scheduled to do, and then at the end of it all, these four real-life friends got together in the ring and basically celebrated with each other that an era was over and that two of them were moving away. This is a moment that at the time was considered hypocritical and damaging to wrestling as a whole. Many people weren't okay with it, but it kind of cracked the armor of the 80s facade of all wrestling being real. And it ultimately led to the formation of the NWO, to the Attitude Era in WWF. Because of this event, Stone Cold got a push. There's a lot of details involved with this famous moment known as the curtain call. If you want to know more about the event itself, I'm going to put a link in the bottom of this video to Wrestling Bios on YouTube. He has a fantastic mini documentary on the event and why it's significant to the history of professional wrestling as a whole. And I'll throw in another fun video down below where Triple H finally confronts the guys who actually recorded this moment that was never supposed to be captured on camera. Suffice to say, this is a particular look, a particular costume for Scott Hall / Razor Ramon that I've wanted for a long time, given the cultural significance of this particular ring attire. And I think Mattel has done a decent enough job capturing it. We do have the purple trunks with the purple knee pads and the yellow boots, a very particular combination that he actually wore on that night. And I believe this might be the first time we've ever had that particular color combination in a Mattel figure. This Razor Ramon figure, like other ones we've received before, does have some additional painted detail on the chest for all of his chest hair. We've got some nice detail on the head here, although I will say, I'm not sure that this head is the best likeness to Scott Hall / Razor Ramon. We've had a few better ones in the past, and we'll take a look at those in just a moment. But the ring gear itself, I feel like this Razor logo is a little off-center, but they all were at the store, so I just went with it. We've got some Razor emblems on his knee pads, white paint for the laces on his boots, and then some more Razor logos on the back of his ring gear. Let's take a closer look at that head sculpt. I am pretty confident this is a brand new Razor Ramon head sculpt with this figure, and I like the animated expression, but I do feel like it misses the mark on actually looking like Razor Ramon. His alternate head sculpt, I think, actually does a much better job of looking like Razor Ramon. But this is better than Mattel has done in the past with Razor Ramon figures. Let's pull in the now ancient Defining Moments Razor Ramon, and you'll see that before they had the face scan technology, they were kind of in the ballpark, but it needed some work. Let's bring in one more comparison. Pre-face scan, this was a WCW Scott Hall figure that we received. You know, I would say that maybe this non-face scan version still looks a little bit better than the one we just got with this brand new head sculpt. What do you guys think? And let's do one more comparison. We're going to bring in this WCW Scott Hall figure, and it's more of his taunting face, but I think that actually looks really good, and I think it looks better than this newer head sculpt. So maybe Scott Hall / Razor Ramon's likeness is just a little hard for Mattel to nail down. Accessory-wise, Razor does come with this red vest. I think this is the first time we've gotten this particular color combination, and on the back it says, Bad Guy. This is different from the last time we got a vest, which was actually cloth in the Monday Night Wars line. Also said Bad Guy on the back. Obviously, I prefer the cloth vest, who wouldn't? But I suppose they had to do plastic this time for budget reasons? Who knows? Razor also came with a smiling head that we've already looked at. I like that a lot. And then we have a pair of just standard C-grip hands, nothing to write home about. No fist for this Razor Ramon figure. Articulation-wise, Razor does have a head that'll turn all the way around. It will look down somewhat and up somewhat. He's got a full rotation here at the shoulder. He does have a bicep swivel. There we go, bicep swivel. He's got a double jointed elbow that is a bit hindered by the knee or by the elbow pad, but not too badly. He's got full rotation at the wrist, and his hand will go all the way back and all the way down. He's got an ab crunch that will bend forward that far and back, not so much. He's got a full rotation at the waist, and then he's got legs that'll go forward this far. They will go back, pretty much just straight down. Out from the body that far. There is a full rotation at the upper thigh. He does have a double jointed knee with these massive knee pads. Surprisingly not hindering it too much. It looks like we're getting about a 90 degree there, so that's nice. There is a boot rotation, and then he has a foot that will bend forward that far, back that far, and it does have an ankle pivot. So the standard WWE Elite articulation we're used to in 2025. And now for the comparison you've probably been waiting for with this figure in particular. Here we have Hunter Hearst Helmsley in the same gear he wore the night of the curtain call. This is the older version of the figure, not the new one that's now available. Here is Diesel in a close enough outfit to what he had that night. And here's Shawn Michaels in another close enough to the outfit that he had on that night. And here is your curtain call. But while he wasn't there that night, Sean Waltman was also a member of the Kliq, so let's go ahead and bring in this Syxx figure from around the same time that the curtain call happened. Alright, toy fans, well that's my review of the WWE Legends Series 28 Target exclusive Curtain Call Razor Ramon figure. Overall, if you're a fan of professional wrestling, the curtain call moment from the 90s was a pretty big deal. When you take the famous event out of the equation, this is just another Razor Ramon figure, and there's really nothing more special to it than that. But I do like that he at least came with some interchangeable heads. Based on how my Target was stocked, it's probably safe to go ahead and wait to see if you can find this figure on sale. If you guys enjoyed what you saw here, please go ahead and give this video a like and share it with your friends. Let me know in the comments below what's your favorite Razor Ramon attire, or your favorite moment from Scott Hall's wrestling career. You guys can always keep up with me at D21Beast, and the survey says, I'll catch you guys next time.